Hello IC Cup YouTube. Today we have an exciting Dawn of War 2 match with your commentators Khal Drogo
Lokgar.
and Tyrion Lannister.
Black.
Yeah, so we have a little bit of a not an expert replay. It's me playing Space Marines, which is funny. I've played about 9 games as them this patch, and this Chaos Lord named and it's
I don't
it's
know, those look like T's to me, not R's.
oh
Maybe?
Ut Oot.
What an interesting name.
And
But
who
anyways,
was a really cool guy, by the way. Afterwards, we had a nice little conversation about mistakes that I did, um, and how to improve my ASM usage. So he was a nice dude. And this is a game on Ice Station Obelisk, which only has 4 rec points. So expect a lot of uh, frustration at the lack of requisition on this map.
yep. And this is
Uh,
also a bit of a treat of a game because we get to see Lokgar, as we already noted, point of view casting, and me as playing as a Techmarine main since vanilla beta. I get to pick apart his game and tell everyone what he did wrong. So
and
it'll be great fun.
I get to make fun of Black just because I can.
Oh, yeah,
So
you do that anyways. So,
without any further ado, let's get this going. Black, if you would be so kind as to, I mean, sorry, Lord Tyrion,
Oh my
if you would
god.
be so kind as to do a countdown. You imp.
If you insist, Khal Drogo. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, unpause. 6, 7, 8. And as we can already note, Lord Lokgar does indeed have the proper color scheme advantage here with this nice purple and pink tinge compared against this bluish, blackish, can't really tell, chaos tinge. So,
As we all know, pink Space Marines do 10 times the damage.
Hello Kitty Marines, an unstoppable force.
And you see the really nice IC Cup television. Well, I don't think you can because it's a replay for you, but I have the IC Cup badge.
Like a boss, like a boss. Pretty standard build orders coming out of both players. 2 scouts and attack for our good friend Lokgar, and then producing 2 Chaos Ticks and a Chaos Space Marine squad.
Yeah, this whole game I didn't actually know really what to do. I haven't played much Space Marine, and I haven't played very much Space Marine versus Chaos, just because of the fact I haven't played much Space Marine. So you'll see me trying to just figure out what to do, but overall I thought it was a pretty fun game. I go for the requisition because I knew no matter what I was in it for the long tier 1, which means I'd have to prioritize requisition over power.
And especially with Space Marines, with the expensive cost of tactical Marine squads, you can really afford to just go for those rec points straight off the bat and then back cap to the power points, as the Scout Squad did. However, when the enemy's forces converge on you, you're just going to have to get out of there quickly. Thankfully, the movement speed of Scouts gets them out of there very fast. But this node, his natural power node, is going to be in deep trouble from these 2 ticks and Chaos Space Marines.
Luckily, when it's building, heretics can't actually focus it down while it's building, so it'll finish the building. It just will be at low HP. I finally managed to force off his Chaos Lord, who was being a very, very troublesome opponent. Not being able to be suppressed by the base turrets and basically just being able to tie up so many of my troops. But now I'm finally able to respond to this threat. I'm getting
And we've
the
got
bionic armor.
Bionics, yes, going down on the Techmarine. And this is going to be a good upgrade. It's usually not seen as much anymore since it got a nerf going into Chaos Rising. Ooh, and the
Doom
Techmarine
Blast
goes
finishes
down.
off my Techmarine. I was like, no.
But what the Bionics armor does is it's a very cheap armor designed as a melee deterrent. And we've got ticks in the base. Interesting.
Yeah, that confused me, but I guess he just
The
wasn't paying attention. He brought out his Havocs and was just trying to set them up and micro them to engage my scouts, which I saw the Havoc, so I just ran away, and the first thought that came into my mind was, what do I get against Havocs as the Techmarine? And you'll see my answer coming up shortly. I finally revived my Techmarine, which means I'm 250 rec out, but I now have the usage of Bionics, which is going to come in handy against these 2 heretics.
Yep. And you mentioned running away, and as a Techmarine player mainly, I've got to say that the best or the key part about playing as a good Techmarine player is running away and kiting. You have all of these powerful ranged squads as a Space Marine player, including a powerful ranged hero. So basically, your job here is just to run away from everything you can't beat down or outshoot, as you're doing with this Chaos Lord right now.
Yeah, in hindsight, I should have, naded the retreat path of the Havocs, but, things weren't going through my mind properly, and I'm not really used to grenades being a Tyranid player. I'm used to being able to explore mines and retreat paths and spam Q.
You're also used to A move, so I see you struggling a little bit with this kiting micro.
What is this micro crap? I don't understand it. I also should have put Kraken bolts on, but I didn't for whatever reason.
Yeah, you also could have probably moved those. Nah, you made the right call there. That Chaos Lord was getting out. He did a good job of looping around this impassable cover to retreat with 20 HP. Meanwhile, we see you getting into melee. Interesting.
Yeah, I didn't know the cooldown on Bionics. I was hoping, I can stick
It'd be
around
done.
and it'll be done. But I'm just letting my attacks wail. But now both squads are suppressed. I have to get out of there now before I take too many losses. I'm trying to retreat into my grenade scout so I can nade the heretics, but the heretics also retreat. Luckily, I don't lose a model, which is really just the strength of the Space Marine army. I don't have to pay any reinforcement costs from that engagement. Meanwhile, he has so many heretics to reinforce.
Yep. And second bolter coming out from and this is going to be a preemptive counter to your, I'm assuming, ASM, which would be the smartest choice in your tier 1 at this moment.
And it allows him to upgrade to so many things in tier 2. You can get the autocannons, which will tear into the infantry, or the last cannon, which would tear into any sort of vehicle that I pull out. So really, these two Havocs, and plus he can always just keep one vanilla for the extra suppression, which is just going to be really helpful.
Yeah. And you've got this single scout squad with Sergeant moving over and harassing the power constantly. That's actually a pretty good move.
Yes, it is vanilla ice in my mod. Sweet.
I'm just going to point out, you unlock capes for scouts as a rank unlocked, and in my replay, Lokgar is too noob for capes. It's just sad.
But in my replay, I have nice capes.
So unfortunate.
Jealous.
Meanwhile, we see you getting... I'm so jelly, bro. I had to work hard for those capes. Anyways, you're getting Gen Bash pretty hard, and it doesn't really look like you have a way to stop it. Thankfully, you've got his power gone.
Tip, don't have two melee squads meleeing a generator unless they're really low model. Melee squads, I noticed him, he was doing that. That's just going to make it so one of the squads won't even get into melee around the generator and basically just waste the squad. You can just split them up and you'll kill two generators in the time it takes you to kill one.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of double suppression team play, and I gotta say, he's doing it wrong. He's got one pointing one way and the other pointing the other way. What he really should be doing is having the second bolter cover the first.
He's doing that because I'm trying to flank. I think he can see my units up there.
I'm going to mention this. I'm going to mention this. Yes. But he should be able to spin that first bolter when he sees you moving, especially if he does have line of sight. So,
Mr. Pro.
Hey, this is what I did for like all of Vanilla and all of Chaos Rising, so I've got a bit of experience with it, especially versus SM. Yeah, no, that's a dead squad if you nade. Have you thrown a nade?
Nope.
You just kind of... You just wanted Vanilla Ice.
Nade throwing ability right now.
Yep.
I'm trying to find them grouped up, but I end up using Bionics way too much that they spread out a lot.
Yeah. Well, it's the retreat paths, man. You got to use the nades on the retreat paths.
And here he comes swinging around that second bolter, so even if I do jump, which I am now, and he's got the heretics there, he's going to be able to suppress me. I can use my double jump, but then the other squad is going to just reset up as well.
Yeah, you've got to do the jump. Yes, very nice. And then you got to get that Techmarine on the bolter. Well done, well done. And you've won this engagement. Well done. And you're focusing down ticks. You're actually getting a nice requisition bleed on him. And you managed to get 2 mature rec points while he only has 1, which is actually a significant advantage. I know it doesn't have flashy visual effects, but it means that you're ahead economically, at least in that regard. Especially with the upkeep from these...
So,
yeah.
it really depends how you can push this tier 2 advantage over tech. Because I don't get my last I don't even have a Devastator to bring out the Vengeance rounds to deal with a fast Blood Crusher. So really, I'm really weak against vehicles right now. I finally have 2 generators building. I have not had any generators this whole game after he gen bashed me. So power-wise, I'm hurting. Requisition-wise, I'm okay. But I mean,
it's not so much that you have a requisition advantage to spend, it's that you're denying the requisition advantage to him. Because he's had enough power for a Blood Crusher his entire time in Tier 2, but he's still hasn't had enough requisition to buy it yet. And that's buying you the precious seconds to go to Tier 2 and get this advantage. And, ooh, dearie, ticks on all of your stuff. You're a bit blobbed up there, buddy. One hotkey? Oh, and he's using blood sacrifice to create.
Oh, I didn't even notice that was going down. I was like, why is he floating, man? I don't understand this.
Could have killed the last tick with a nade. Come on. This is so painful. But you got the blood sacrifice did put a lot of pressure on you, which I can't understand. And you're being and out of there, not losing any squads, but taking significant requisition-based damage that you'll be able to reinforce well. And it appears that the Chaos Lord has scouted your hidden gen farm. Oh,
people used to laugh at me when I used to say secret gen farms, man. But this is a nice secret gen farm. He had a secret gen farm too. I didn't even realize that gen farm was active. I thought after killing his 1 generator, hey, I was doing pretty well, and then I happened upon his fancy little, double generators. Bash them, but still.
Yes. And meanwhile, your scouts are harassing his capping Chaos Lord, and he's choosing to not finish the cap and just run you back. Nice job of kiting. It's as if you're getting out of Tyranid syndrome.
No, and we kite as Tyranids.
Oh, sure. I'll believe it when I see it. Yep. And you should. Yep. Chaos Lord goes down. Well done. But we do have this Blood Crusher going out, which is going to be a bit hard to deal with your first
at this
current
point, I
force
should have
composition.
double jumped or waited to get the energy, but I decided to use a Merciless Strike. Kind of mis-aimed it a little bit. I still do a lot of damage, but I could, kill a Heretic squad, but I could have easily just double jumped and hit the Havoc squad, which would have done a lot more in my opinion.
Yeah, and a top tier Chaos player would not leave those ticks to just die right there. I'm not insulting. He's a very, very good player, definitely above average, but that's a minor mistake there. Especially with this Blood Crusher coming out, because that's going to deny worship and repair on it after you deal some AV damage to it. Now, you see this Blood Crusher. What is going through your mind as a possible counter?
I need to get Devastators and get a last cannon and Meltas immediately.
Meltas on your ASM, correct?
No, Meltas on my scouts. Yes, of course.
There's also the Melta gun for the Techmarine.
That doesn't exist.
You're making the right call, though. I think a Devastator is perfect in this situation. You're upgrading Meltas on your ASM, which is key. Did you think about Orbs of the Omnissiah at all?
I did, but I'd rather not, because if I misaim it, I could hit my ASMs and drain their energy. I could hit myself and drain my Techmarine's energy. It just makes more sense to go with the safe last cannon, and you'll see me upgrading it now, setting it up in a position to hit him, but the upgrade's not finished, and it's just going to finish in time to get 1 shot off before I have to unforce retreat it.
Yep. For any budding Techmarine players out there, I would actually advise the Orb of Omnissiah in this situation, just because you can tag it with a Melta to make sure it can't dodge, and then just throw the perfect orb, which sets it up for a kill. Also, I would probably...
He's doing nice usage of the Grenade Barrage to force my Tacticals into his Blood Crusher's attack. So, I lose a model. I have Plasmas now upgraded on the Tacticals to deal with the Chaos Space Marines and do a little bit of light AV damage to the Blood Crusher. But
although I would say go for the Plasma gun on the Techmarine first, because it's just so superior.
And he has Corn Marines too, which is even more interesting, because I have not seen those.
Actually, you're seeing them a lot out of high-level Chaos players nowadays, especially against SM. rather than sit in this passive mode of shooting with Zinch Marines. Khorne Marines really force you and force the issue on your units, especially as SM. I love them. They're excellent units, and they level up extremely well. However, they don't really complement his force composition as much because he's just sitting around with these bolters, not really doing anything with them. I'd like to see some more proactive use of them as opposed to defending a node and defending one of your power nodes. However, you've got the plasma up on your Techmarine, which is excellent, and you're setting up a nice little bait and switch trap for the Blood Crusher. Meanwhile, you're seeing the advantage of those double scouts by being able to just go around the map, and while your main force composition is tying up his, you're able to decap both of his rec points again, which means that you're not only going to start gaining rec, but you'll also be denying him as well.
And here I catch up his Havoc's out of position. He's forced to retreat one immediately. I see the other one setting up. I duck behind the wall. I do not want to force the engagement right now. I need to bait his Blood Crusher out. Otherwise, it's just going to be a huge strain on me because the last cannon, I don't know how to Librarian out. I can't use Veil of Time to make him instantly set up and shoot. I need to be able to bait him into my line of fire, which is something you're going to see me try to do a lot just by, you know, taking my ASMs, moving them around. And eventually he's just going to get impatient. Even though he has these 3 VPs that I'm taking a huge drain, I'm just keeping my scouts around, making sure I at least have 2 VPs or 1 decapped, so the drain isn't too big.
And speaking of VPs, we're at 408 for Ut and 182 for Lokgar, and draining fast. So you're actually in a bit of a tenuous position here. You're getting driven off. It looks like he's going to be recapping both of these VPs. This Chaos Lord should not be getting forced off by a single scout squad. And you're really, really up against the ropes here. What's going through your mind as a possible way to get back in this?
Kill the Blood Crusher and then deal with it. And you'll see
Wise
me
words.
do that right now. I melted him. He's got the last cannon snare on him. He's dead.
Yep,
now I
dead
need
as
to
a door
focus
now.
on the VP game. I need to get these 2 VPs, at least 2 VPs under my control at all times, and you'll see I opt for the top one and the middle one, because the middle one is the easiest to hold on this map in my opinion.
I'd agree with that assessment.
That operation, I have level 2 ASMs. They have quite a bit of energy. They can double jump pretty much whenever I want them to. So I can use them to take over the rest of the map and be like kind of my harassment force against capping units. And my Techmarine is forced off by these Khorne Marines. They just do amazing amounts of damage. I had no idea.
Nade on retreat. Nade on retreat.
And
oh,
for
wait,
some reason,
throw it on your
it
own guy.
doesn't go anywhere. It goes on my own scouts for whatever reason.
Oh, you're such a Tyranid player.
I swear to God, I clicked like in the crater and it didn't want to
Sure.
go.
Game doesn't lie, my friend.
Mistakes.
Sure. You have to chop off your long braid after that failure. Oh, look, he's finally building gens. Excellent. And that's a testament to how much you've starved him with Wreck, because despite your... Yeah, well, he does. But despite your huge VP deficit, you've been doing an excellent job of just really, really preventing him from getting mature rec points. And you're contesting the only rec point that you don't hold at this point.
Here's a problem with these last cannon devastators. They're kind of useless until I see more vehicles coming out after the Blood Crusher. I think a more optimum counter would be Meltas and Heavy Targeters, just because of how useless they become if the enemy doesn't have any vehicles. And here comes these Havocs are in danger, about to die on retreat, but they do get away thanks to the worship of the heretics. And I'm forced to retreat because I have no counter to this Dreadnought right now.
I mean, well, you do, but... Las cannon. Yep. And throwing out that Orb to the Amasai thing again, it's the ultimate walker counter in the game, especially because he's upgrading Mark of Khorne right now, which makes it into a purely melee walker. You're also coming out with your own Dreadnought, which is an interesting choice that I really, really, really like, especially in this circumstance. You're going to force...
Dread my dread. Locked dread.
Oh, wow. I'm not even going to dignify that with a response. Anyways, the Dreadnought's good.
No!
Yep.
Hugbot engaged.
And it is engaged its Blood Rage ability, so it actually cannot control this Dreadnought right now. But it is taking 50% damage and doing significantly more damage to any target.
See, I had no idea it took less damage. That's why I engaged it with that Dreadnought. I was like, hey, Dread on Dread, sweet. Then I can bring out my last cannon, and, you know, I'll win. Except you're seeing, you know, not so much.
Techmarine Global.
I look over and I was like, what? And so I hit the global repair button, and yet, again, like,
repair it with your scouts and Techmarine. Come on now. Get it. Save it.
Oh, man, yeah, okay, see, I did try to set up the last cannon. It set up the wrong way. Dear gosh.
Oh, way to go. It's really protecting that fan back there.
So then I see this Dread, and I see my last cannon, and I'm like, no, run, why are you stopping?
Fun fact, you can actually repair in combat, so you could move that stuff up to repair while the Dread was getting punched. However, you do come out the victor in that exchange. It's more expensive to have that, that Dread die on yours. It's more expensive for him to upgrade Mark of Khorne and fight with that and lose it, and it's more essential to his force composition. So you definitely
and he didn't cap the third VP that whole engagement. So really, you know, I had this chance to come back.
Yeah, he only got one VP, and you're down to 76, which is a fun number. You're definitely still on the ropes. Librarian, interesting choice. This is going to allow your last cannon.
I built a librarian this game?
You started to, and then you wisely stopped.
Like, wait, I built one and I didn't use it this whole game? What?
No offense, buddy, but I don't think your micro could handle it.
I know. It's already too much managing this many squads. I don't understand it, man.
Yeah, I know. It's hard when you don't just get to A move across the map.
Your favorite building being built in the middle.
Oh, turret.
Yeah.
Love them.
Oh, this was a bad engagement for me. Autocannon was made. I choose going after the Havocs, but the Core Marines are there to provide backup, and yeah, terrible nade.
Yep.
I'm forced to retreat out of it.
Ooh, that is a low squad. And Blood Sacrifice was popped again. That's where those blood letters came from. And you get out with 70 HP. Well done. Hey, it looks like you're saving up for another Dread, it looks like. Excellent.
You see this one lone scout attacking.
Hero scout. Please tell me that's Vanilla Ice.
Sword while the other ones are, obviously.
Show him Spock.
And now at this point, you'll see I'm not. Turret makes its use here. Kills the heretics while they're trying to cap that.
Are you microing the turret?
Yeah.
Good job.
And by killing that, I get rid of his line of sight to my turret, so he's forced to back the Havocs off. And I can just repair it up with the scouts.
Yep.
My Techmarines are down here capping that VP because, like I said, I knew at this point I needed to have 2 under my control at all times, otherwise I was going to lose. Because he still has 348 VPs, I have 61.
Yep. And we had a Recon Chaos Lord going into your base. He's upgraded with the Combi Flamer, which will increase his range damage to about 33.87 DPS. And
got that specific number.
Kalaris's detailed tooltip mod. It's a blessing.
Indeed. And at this point I was considering building a second turret at the bottom VP, but I went with the Dread instead.
Yeah. And with that Heretic Laws, he's actually in a very, very bad position because as he's producing this other Dread, he actually has nothing to really repair it with. And considering that he doesn't, he has two mature rep points finally.
This Chaos model was just bleeding continuously even though he was dead. Just lots of blood splurting out for some odd reason. And I used my Bionics, and I'm facing him with my Techmarine, hoping the Bionics cooldown will end in time, but it doesn't. I get knocked back. I have to get out of there. That's going to give him the bottom. But I'm also solidifying my hold on the top and the middle.
Even though you just kind of lost that fight, you did delay him from capping, and every second counts at this point. And he's finally pushed under 300 VPs, and you're really solidifying yourself for a comeback.
Another Blood Sacrifice out on the Havocs. It actually ends up... Oh wait, no, it doesn't put this.
I don't believe that was the best use of Blood Sacrifice.
No, it really did kill the squad. The squad's dead.
Which squad?
He lost one of his Havoc squads because of that. I managed to kill another 2 of the models while I jumped in, and then he used the third one. I mean, to use Blood Sacrifice, but he used it before the models died. and
Oh
my
dear.
ASMs were just able to jump away, and now I got a Dreadnought.
Yep, certainly not the best use of it. You're really in a strong position right now. Despite your VP disadvantage, you have the far superior force composition. You've got all the counters already prepared for this Mark of Khorne Dreadnought. Really would have liked to see something like Bloodletters instead of this Mark of Khorne Dreadnought, since you're kind of digging into a fixed position. But it still should be able to do decent damage, but I don't see it really turning the tide at this point. His real chance right now is to do what he's doing right now, where he's distracting you while he's going for the decaps. However, you're decapping the south, which is going to negate his
And he just lost
Chaos
his
Lord.
Havocs.
Oh, that as well. That as well. And despite the ability popped, the Blood Rage ability, you've got the last cannon there. That's going to slow it. And really,
and he can't micro it now. It's just gonna basically go after my Dreadnought, and I can wear out the ability.
Just like that. And you've got the last cannon devs shooting it down. You got this. However, ooh, your Techmarine, no! Ah, Nubgar.
Yeah, well, he was a worthy sacrifice.
For what? He could have retreated and been fine.
No, I don't see your point.
Struggles, McGee.
But really, at this point, I knew he lost a lot of squads. I didn't know exactly which ones, to be honest. But you know, at this point, it was all about squad preservation, and really, that's the key of this game. And all you can't relax on your squad preservation like Ut did, no matter how many VPs you are ahead, because this might happen. And for some reason, I run into the Chaos Marines. I'm not too sure why. Blood Sacrifice goes down again. I'm trying to decap this with my scouts before they die, just so I can stop the VP drain. It's a well-placed sacrifice, the scouts.
I will actually agree with that. And meanwhile,
Grenade.
you finally threw a grenade and it finally hit something. I think you should get a gold star for this game.
I do too.
Well done. And at this point, the levels also tell the tale. Level 4 Scouts, Level 5 Techmarine, Level 4 Tactical Marines, Level 4 Assault Marines, Level 1 Devastator, Level 1 Dreadnought, versus a Level 4 Chaos Lord.
And a Level 4 turret. Oh my gosh, you made me say it too. I hate you, Blaqk.
Never again can you make fun of me. Ever.
Turret.
Ever.
At least I can pronounce it correctly now.
Shut up. He used Immolate to kill your hero turret, which is really traumatic. You should probably build a memorial for it somewhere.
I should probably build another one.
That too.
Meanwhile, the
should
Hugbot
probably
wants a hug.
Oh, Hugbot. That's not a Hugbot. What are you talking about?
Exactly.
Hugbot is... some people. Tasker will be so disappointed.
He's finally made those bloodletters he wanted, but at this point, 51 to 166, it's kind of too late. I have a lot of squads still. I lost my Techmarine twice, lost one Dreadnought, and one Scouts. Squad. That was
you've done a superb job of squad preservation, and that's really what has dictated this game. People like to complain about Space Marines early Tier 1, but they are the best comeback race in the game because they're actually designed to capitalize on mistakes, like you saw
often talks
this
about
game.
crisis management, and crisis management was made this game when I saw the Blood Crusher come out, and I wasn't even, I was almost not Tier 2.
Yep. And you handled it with grace and poise,
really,
good sir.
All of the Space Marine Tier 1 units scale pretty well into Tier 2 and Tier 3, so there shouldn't be any problem with taking a heavy Tier 1 as long as you can micro it correctly and keep your squad preservation up.
Why are you running, man? You got Bionics and 2 Dreads. Yeah, Fist of the Emperor. Yeah, Fist of the Emperor. And at this point,
I was so sad.
So sad.
Meanwhile, these ASMs being champions and taking on the Chaos Lord by themselves, but no, they jump away. Vanilla Ice.
Cowards. at this point, you're just waiting for the VPs to tick down. Right now, it's 51 to 72. But you have two VPs capped in one VP capped in your favor because this Chaos Lord is just being a ditz.
Yeah.
And he's got another hug bot set up. He's getting those ticks up to repair and support the bloodletters. But at this point, it's a bit too little, a bit too late.
I'll go up to engage the Chaos Lord and force him off.
Yep. Question though, why haven't you bashed his farm?
With so little VPs, I was like, what's the point? Because I wanted
Good
to play the VP
answer.
game. I could have, I guess, but at this particular point, I mean, what is he going to bring out? I have a Ven Dread, I have a normal Dread, I have Last Cannon, Devastators. Any sort of power advantage he gets will be useless because, he can't make vehicles. It won't really do anything.
Darn fine answer. And the GG is thrown down. Khal Drogo is victorious. I guess you don't have to cut off that braid. Oh, God. Game of Thrones, excellent show, excellent book series, of which I have read none. Superb.
2 out of the proposed 7. Starting on the 3rd, probably tonight.
So, Lokgar, what did we learn as a Techmarine player today?
Don't listen to any advice Black gives you. It was wrong. And make lots of dreadnoughts.
Kite, dreadnoughts are awesome. You played well. Very nicely done.
I know.
Yes.
Also learn how to nade properly.
Yeah, that was cringeworthy.
So that's it for us for today. I don't know exactly when this is going to come up. It depends on my encoding speed and whatnot, but every week, StarCraft 2 IC Cup related, every week we have the Korean tournaments. And those will be casted live from replays because, we're English, we're in America, we speak English, we can't really do the Korean weeklies live without lagging them, so we are doing replays. But it's a good series to watch if you're a fan of StarCraft 2.
Yep, and also the Game Replays Open Season is reaching the conclusion of its grand finals with the round robin of 16 approaching this weekend, with the round of 8, round of 4, and the championship match to be following the next weekend. So tune into that for a stick of your Dawn of War 2 action. I believe we're going to go on a bit of a hiatus with these casts, at least, correct?
A little bit. It'll definitely slow down.
Both getting busy. But yes, we'll definitely have some more for you in the future. With that being said, thanks for watching, and see you all later.
Indeed.